Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Pawan Shiram. In this video, I'm talking with Alex Moltzau about his entrepreneurial journey of being a co-founder, AI social research, and also working with one of the biggest consultancy firm as an associate.
And just to get a bit more background of yourself, who you are and where you're from.
Oh yeah, I grew up in Norway, and I studied like a few years in UK, and then I went back to Norway, and so I mean, like, but who is Alex? That's a really I think I'm just someone who maybe is kind of really naive. I'm a really naive person. I want to believe the best about the people around me, and also like naive in terms of if there is this large challenges, I'm kind of naive in thinking that they can be solved. So I think naivety it's a good thing, and it's also like a bad thing. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? So if you're like too positive and not critical at all, then it's kind of I think you might not really get a nuanced perspective of things. So I try to understand that I am a bit naive about things, and then try to be a little bit more critical sometimes. But I'm also really, I really like people, family,
Just to go a bit deeper into this final days of AI, what was the inspiration and why you started that in first place? And what has been the main learnings from that?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things that kind of sparked the initial kind of beginning. But I think it was because I was interested in sustainability. I was interested in the world broadly. Having gone into this, I had been interested in like political science and anthropology and a lot of like different subjects, and computer science, so like a lot of different subjects. And then I was like, how can I combine them? But also I got stuck in a conversation with a scientist who was it was really much of a coincidence, but that person that I was talking to was developing autonomous weapons. So I guess it's a realization as well that technology is never neutral, because we are not neutral, because humans and technology cannot really be separated in a way. So I think that's, maybe it was the sense of like disciplinary baggage as well, that there's this notion sometimes in the development of technology that it is objective, that it is value neutral, and I cannot believe that, because it's always people involved, so and they shape as well the framework of the decisions that are made. So I guess maybe it's more like it's a combination of interest, curiosity, fear, and love. So but I think that's what sparked it in the beginning, and that's kind of what the intrinsic motivation maybe that kept me going. Also seeing that it can be used for good things, like artificial intelligence in forest management and in flood detection. A lot of large issues that you can contribute with technology to help, not necessarily solve, but maybe prevent, maybe mitigate, so AI for good, AI for bad, and everything in between. It's a lot of nuance in that landscape.
And what's your main learning with regards to social sciences and its integration with technology? How critical it is, and what's the recommendation for students who are getting into this profession, or even professionals who are interested to have this multidisciplinary kind of a thinking?
Find friends to collaborate with, because I think as a social scientist, it was kind of like it's a bit intimidating to kind of start programming. But when I found people that were interested in the same thing, and also kind of maybe instigating that yourself and trying to build that community, and be, you know, be as kind as you can. Try to share your knowledge. You know, I've started up a programming club at my old university as well now, for social scientists, and also just it's so much easier when you're in it together, and especially when you're doing something new that is a bit like, you know, strange. You know, maybe it's not like that. A lot of people that are interested in it in your field, like if you're at a social science faculty and then you go to a computer science faculty, it's really it's a different kind of atmosphere, and that's fascinating to see. Sort of like being in CS classes, you know, as opposed to being in like a political science class, you know, discussing international security policy, and then you have, you know, someone from a CS background, like building actual, you know, security like different designs to make sure that different systems are secure. So, but they don't necessarily talk to each other, and I think, you know, that's is something that you can at least make sure that some of them do. You know, not everyone will be interested, but if you share your interest and if you try to create a platform not only for yourself but for others, then, you know, it will be a really conducive environment for you to learn.
The discussion with Alex was so enriching and inspiring. His persona, his attitude towards contributing to the betterment of the world using the technology and meeting the sustainable development goals is something we all should strive for. His point about technology plus the ethical aspect is something we all should always think about. So many of us always think about the materialistic aspects, and we want to have a big bucks, and we want to just, you know, get into the best jobs or best paying jobs. But it's very important that we all have responsibility. We all belong to this bigger community, so-called world. So whenever you're thinking for a job opportunities, always think on the ethical perspective. With that, signing off today, and look forward to see you all soon in my next video. Take care.